All right, June 4th workout breakdown. Again, in the new monthly episode, 12 sets and go. This one isn't quite tilted that way. There's really a go part to this. So a big lifting day. We haven't done a ton of these lifting days with our previous monthly emphasis. I would say we probably strayed a little bit too far away. So I'm again trying to bring us back to the mean here. Again, you go in any order you want here, and I just want to emphasize a couple of things. One of them mainly being the fact that I obviously hypertrophy and resistance training is the backbone of what we do. It's what I believe in. Building lean muscle tissue is the utmost of importance. But I don't like having more than like one. Maybe some weeks there's two of these a week, but for the most part, having a day where you could literally just lift and do absolutely nothing else, it don't never sits well with me. Even on like obviously on an individual level, like I believe what I write, so what I'm doing is what you guys are doing. I work out the gym 6 days a week, and I've never been a big fan of doing multiple just strictly lifting days a week. Very big on like again, there has to be a piece of conditioning in there. Your heart and your lungs and everything else involved is just as important as whatever specific muscle we're aiming for. That being said, there is a lot of value to just having lifting days, whether it's from a mental standpoint, fatigue standpoint, or there is a particular muscle that you really just want to put all of your energy and effort into. And leg day is a great day for that. So again, you can go any order you want. You could skip the two things or three things in here that are going to elevate your heart rate a lot, right? And really challenge the cardiovascular side of you. But the deadlift, the front squats, and the split squats are like strictly just hypertrophy. Like that, like you could get away with doing those three lifts and calling it a day. I've done that plenty of times in my life. There's nothing wrong with it, especially if you do it correctly. If you're really pushing yourself and you're precise with your weights, doing 4 or 5 sets at the right threshold is incredibly challenging, especially for all three of these really prominent lifts. They're all challenging in their own way. So just to be clear, you can do those three and feel really good about yourself, okay? The sled push, the squat clean, and the bodyweight ladder, you're starting to get more into the aerobic side of things. We're really going to start taxing the cardiovascular side and your ability to transition and maintain some level of composure and get your heart rate down once it elevates. Obviously, the sled push and the bodyweight ladder are very hard. Like they're very tilted to that direction. And they're challenging two very different things. The sled push, I think, is great for anybody. Anybody still that doesn't touch the sled, we haven't done it in a while. I would strongly suggest you give yourself at least 1 4-minute block here and just go over it and learn how to do it. Get your body in that position. Pushing is one of the primal movements that humans are meant to do. So again, anytime I see push and pull, like go for it. Squatting and deadlift, also primal movements. So like these are things that I wish people weren't afraid of. And you guys kind of just dunked your toes, got a little bit wet, asked for some help from whoever's training, and just go over. Even if you're not moving a lot of weight, just start getting comfortable holding onto the sled. So anytime it rolls around, you can start maybe progressing on that as well. Keep in mind, if you do choose to do the sled push and you want more time, if nobody's waiting for it, you could always take 2 4-minute blocks or 3 if nobody's there and spend 8, 12 minutes on the sled push and just kind of figure out what weights you can and cannot do. Remember, the gold standard weights are there in purple, women and men. Gold standard is not like the heaviest. Like people can go way over gold standard. So the goal is to get to the gold standard, and then eventually that plus sign there is there for a reason. The sled weighs 87 pounds on its own. Just so if you guys have to do the math, you will have to do math if you're going to use it. The bodyweight ladder is just awesome. It's just bodyweight movement. Like this is going to be your kind of aerobic metcon here if you want that in this today's workout or on the fourth's workout. And this is truly all about moving as fast as you can. Like the goal, if you're going to do this, is to get through it as quickly as you can, not to just kind of mosey your way through it and work up a sweat. You're focused on your RPMs. Maybe you're treating it as a negative as the bike calories continue to descend. Maybe your RPMs are getting quicker. Maybe you are just kind of towing the line at 70-75% output and you're trying to maintain that for every single round on the bike. Like there are lots of options just on the bike in terms of challenging yourself, transitioning into these bodyweight squats and working on them in like a unbroken type of environment or mindset is like the first thing that comes to my mind. Just working on the lactic threshold and muscular endurance and going through these sets as far as you can unbroken, I think is where my second mind thought would go to. So you're really attacking this full force, and this bodyweight ladder, if you choose to do it like first hypothetically, will certainly affect your ability to do some of these lifts. So just FYI on that, especially if you want to do front squats, I would strongly suggest you do the weighted front squats first. And then the belly burpees remain the same. So whatever rep count you pick, you'll do that every single one of the 5 rounds to finish the rounds before you go back to the bike. And the ball squat cleans, like, are incredible. Like if you're somebody that like, hey, I want to work on like my quads, but I don't really feel like front squatting, like the squat cleans are so much more advanced than just regular front squatting. It's not even funny. Like they're light years above, and from a technicality standpoint, from an advanced standpoint, from generating force and power, transmitting force and power, treating your trunk as a conduit through triple extension, catching the ball. Like there's so much going on there. So you're somebody that likes to learn new things and just get more fluent with more advanced lifts or movements. Like the ball squat clean is for you. And I will tell you, 5 sets of the right weight is absolutely exhausting. So that is also another way to approach. Maybe you don't want to do strict hypertrophy lifting. You want to add in an element of aerobic work. The ball squat cleans is definitely the way to go, especially from an advanced standpoint. So a good day all the way around. Again, just keep in mind, like, don't love having these all the time. Take advantage of them when we do have them. And if you are going to do these trackable lifts, make sure you guys do your best to actually track them.